first of all, time flies when we're really having fun. And I couldn't believe it's been like 4 years already, and you're leaving your post at the end of May.
That's right. We've shared plenty of flat whites, I think, and
Yes.
even the odd glass of Australian wine in the time that I've been here. So, yeah, sure. It feels like it is 4 years, but it feels like it's gone very quickly.
Very quickly, isn't it? Because it feels like we just met like yesterday.
That's right.
Looking back at 4 years up until now, what has been the most significant milestone in the bilateral relations between Thailand and Australia?
Well, I guess the strategic partnership which we signed in 2020, so that was just before I arrived, but underpinning that, or perhaps it's over the top of that, is a joint plan of action, which is really set out across a number of areas, so defence and security, some of the law enforcement security, very meaningful in Southeast Asia, particularly with scam centres phenomenon being so prominent, economic engagement, social and cultural engagement. So under all of these pillars of the strategic partnership, the joint plan of action has set out a whole series of activities, events, dialogues, conversations that we've been having with Thailand. So to really see that come to fruition over the time has been great. A couple of key moments, I think. Our foreign minister in 2022 joined to sign a memorandum of understanding that helped set up Australia's support for Thailand's Centre of Excellence for Countering Trafficking in Persons. And it's been great to see the curriculum that has been developed by the Thai government with some support from ASEAN Act, the ASEAN Australia Counter-Trafficking Program, really now rolling out that training to Thai officials, law enforcement authorities, not just in Bangkok but across Thailand, to help prevent what we both share, and our goal to prevent trafficking in persons. So that's been really good to see that consolidate. Another project that I've been really proud of and love to see come to its halfway point is a vaccine development program between the Government Pharmaceutical Office and Biotech Thailand and the CSIRO, Australia's Commonwealth Scientific and Industrial Research Organisation. And this is about sharing the capability for actually the manufacture of some important biologics and vaccines in Thailand. And it's been going extremely well. So Thailand has a lot of the R&D, the research and development, and this is about ensuring that Thailand will have the capability to develop itself, to manufacture the active pharmaceutical ingredient, so that Thailand will be able to manufacture and have this capability to manufacture not just these current set of drugs, but in future a whole different set of drugs and vaccines, which is great for Thailand, obviously, and the people of Thailand. It's also great for Australia because we never want, and COVID showed us, if nothing else, that we never want one supply chain. Actually having a diversity of supply chains for important products like vaccines is really important. So in terms of projects and cooperation, there have been two significant areas, but I really have to also mention the visit of our Governor-General, our then Governor-General, David Hurley, who was a classmate of His Majesty at Duntroon. They graduated from the 1975 class of Australia's Military Training Academy. They'd been classmates, and to actually be able to have the honour of His Majesty hosting a dinner for our then Governor-General David Hurley was in the palace was quite extraordinary, and a very special reminder of the long-standing connections between Australia and Thailand.
There are so many highlights throughout the 4 years of your posting here in Bangkok, but tackling human trafficking and also vaccines, would it be fair to say that these two are the most significant progresses that you've seen during the past 4 years?
I think there's such continuity in those. You know, we've worked on these sorts of issues with Thailand over many years. I think the research, science and technology parts of the relationship are probably really growing. I think that says something about the expertise that Australia has, but also the high level of capability here in Thailand, whether it's on food innovation, whether it's on vaccines, We've been doing some work between CSIRO again and EGAT, for example, on integrated grid systems so that rooftop solar can be fed into the grid. So I think these science technology areas are the ones where I've seen perhaps the biggest growth in the past few years, and I think it's important that to recognise that sometimes these activities are not necessarily government to government. They're not necessarily Australian government institutions and Thai agencies. Often they're commercial, with Australian businesses bringing their expertise or their investment, for Thai businesses as well. So I think that's been really exciting to see and be a part of.
Science, technology, and medicine is actually one of the areas that saw the biggest growth. So how do you foresee the relations between Thailand and Australia in strengthening the bilateral cooperation?
I think we just cooperate differently to we did in the past. So if I can just reflect on the Thai-Australian friendship bridge between Thailand and Laos over the Mekong River over 30 years ago. And at that point, Australia contributed about 42 million then Australian dollars to help build a concrete bridge. But now we participate in sort of the economy and the growth of Thailand in a slightly different way. So, for example, Export Finance Australia has contributed as part of an Asian Development Bank-led consortium with Gulf Energy some financing for Gulf projects on solar energy, wind energy and battery energy storage systems. So I think it's this sort of evolution, I suppose, of the Australia-Thai relationship that we recognise the shared challenges that we're facing, we figure out things that we can do together. Back then it was a concrete bridge of connectivity between recognised sort of a real tangible asset, the friendship bridge. Today, I think it's more about shared skills, shared capability, financing, business investment, the sort of social and cultural interactions also through our the tourism and the affection that showcases between Australia and Thailand.
Right. Are there any other areas that you hope to see more cooperation between Thailand and Australia in the future?
I think some of this investment, I know it's Thailand's ambition to increase foreign direct investment, and I think Australia is well positioned to do that. There are sometimes the landscape for investment here is different, obviously, and so helping Australian businesses and investors navigate that, I think, is something that we can do well. I think Thailand's accession to the OECD accession plan for the OECD will help drive some of the reform and regulatory reform in Thailand, which will make it even more attractive to Australian businesses and investors.
Well, what about the latest in terms of tackling these scam centers as well as the human trafficking? What has been the latest progress so far?
It's a very good question. It seems just in the 4 years that I've even been here, that the trend, the pattern, the understanding of the really dire consequences of these scam centres has become more and more apparent. And there's both the trafficking for forced criminality of individuals who are trafficked into those scam centres, and that's the sort of work on hoping to prevent trafficking in persons, which we've supported through ASEAN Act. But there's also the cyber elements. What is the effect of the online scams themselves? And Thais, Australian citizens, hardworking family members are being scammed out of their investments, of their income, through some of these, across the Southeast Asian region. And so the work that our Australian Federal Police have done with the Thai authorities, really trying to understand the dynamics of this, but also to share information, to disrupt some of these scam centres, to understand what's going on, to empower some of the civil society organisations to support vulnerable people with alternate livelihoods or who otherwise might be tempted to be trafficked into these or to work in some of these scam centres. So it's a very complex, multifaceted challenge that's facing the region. And the victims are not just in Southeast Asia, but are global, including in Australia. So we really appreciate the strong collaboration with Thailand.
Yeah, and how significant is this collaboration since it's not just Thailand and other countries, but it involves like the whole international community in tackling this issue here and there?
Yes, absolutely. And through the Mekong Australia Partnership, which is Australia working with the countries of the Mekong sub-region, so with Thailand, of course, but also, for example, with law enforcement authorities in Laos, in Vietnam, in Cambodia, thinking about it as a regional, a transboundary issue is definitely needed to tackle something that is not just in one country. So this is not a challenge that any one country will be able to address on its own. So we really do need to be working together. And so as I'm here in Thailand, I probably see more of the collaboration and cooperation, of course, between Thailand and Australia, but I think my counterparts elsewhere in the region would also be able to talk about the collaboration across the region.
Since you'll be leaving your post at the end of May, what will you miss the most about Thailand?
Well, so much. So many friends, people who started as colleagues or as acquaintances who shared such great experiences with here. We have a lot of Thai food in Australia, so I won't miss it. I'll be able to take the flavours back with me. But we don't have very much pomelo, so pomelo salad is one of my favourites. So that will be a little different, a good reason to come back. I've also really enjoyed travelling Tung Jangwat around the country. Australians, of course, love a beach culture. So whether it's Khao Lak or Krabi or Phi, so those sorts of beach landscapes are just beautiful. But I've also really enjoyed the cultural experience, whether it's Nakhon Phanom or Surat Thani, Yala, Chiang Rai, Chiang Mai, all over the place, and just seeing different aspects of Thai culture, whether it's temples, whether it's weaving, whether it's Celadon ceramics. So I'll miss the vibrancy, and I also love the gardens of Bangkok in particular. It's a huge city, over 10 million people. It's bustling, it's energetic. Rooftop bars are terrific, but I just love that everywhere there's greenery, there's a frangipani or an orchid or a small garden somewhere, which just reminds you of the connection with nature as well.
You visited so many provinces here in Thailand, but do you actually have like a favorite trip that you will always remember and include in your highlight reel?
Ooh, I don't think as a diplomat you answer that kind of question, do you? I think Chiang Rai was very beautiful and meaningful. We went to the Doi Tung Foundation area up in the mountains there, so that's amazing to see. I did not know previously that the macadamia trees were actually brought here from Australia, so the Doi Tung macadamia nuts have a nice Australian heritage as well, so I think that was a pretty special occasion. And I should also, from an Australian perspective, we host with New Zealand the Anzac Day dawn service on the 25th of April at Hellfire Pass in Kanchanaburi, which is a site of great meaning and sorrow for Australians and others to remember the Allied service men and many Southeast Asian labourers who were prisoners of war during World War II in that area. And so that's to have the privilege of attending the dawn service there will also be something very special I'll remember.
Right, so a lot of things that you will definitely remember when you leave Thailand. But is there one thing that you must do before you leave Thailand for good?
Oh, I feel like I've done so much, so no, I don't think there's one specific thing. I'll be looking forward to walking around Lumpini Park again before I go, because there's lots of memories of things that we've done as an embassy in the park, the children's playground, for example, that Australia supported, but it's also when I've had family visiting and friends from Australia, we've always gone for a morning walk around the park, so it has lots of great memories. So maybe that's one last thing I'll need to do again.
So one last thing is to visit Lumpini Park, but other than that, you have absolutely no regrets at all, right?
Well, there's things I haven't done, so
Okay.
but that will just mean I need to come back. I
Right.
think it's always good to leave something undone, so that I'll take a lot of Thailand in my heart with me when I go, but it's always nice to have a reason to come back. We've talked a lot about Australia and Thailand,
Yeah.
and Australians love Thailand, are very fond of visiting, but lots of Thais also study and work and visit Australia.
Yep.
So what do you think Thais most think of when they think about Australia?
To me, when Thai people think of Australia, people might think of koalas or kangaroos or the wildlife there. But I think Australia is much more than that. I studied in Melbourne for like 4 years before I began my career in journalism. So studying in Melbourne has been like a great experience for me. And I realized that Melbourne is such a diverse city with diverse cultures, and everyone seems to be very accepting of each other, whether you're Chinese or Thai or Indonesian. Australians really want to know who you really are and what kind of culture you represent. I think it says a lot about how Thailand and Australia do have some sort of connection, especially in education. A lot of Thais love to study in Australia as well because it's a very open country. That's how I see it. Yeah.
Beautifully put. I couldn't have put it better.
Right. And
That's lovely to hear.
yeah, so what's next for you when you return to Australia then?
Well, I do have a little bit of leave, which will be nice. It's been a wonderfully busy posting. When I first arrived, there was still some COVID, and so not as many activities, receptions and events, but it's really grown through the 4 years. So I'm looking forward to a little bit of leave, but then I'll go back to Canberra, which is the capital, the home of our Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade, and we'll continue working on Australia's foreign policy and international relations from the Australian end. So looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's sad that today is actually our last formal interview as the Australian ambassador to Thailand. So
It is.
As I'm representing Thai PBS World and the Thai media, we will definitely miss you so much when you actually leave Thailand.
Oh, thank you. I'll
Thank
miss
you so
too.
much for today.
It's my pleasure.